Attention business owners, are you interested in buying instead of renting your commercial space? This allows you to control your space and go from being a tenant to being your own landlord, to paying rent to yourself instead of to someone else. That's what this video series is all about. In this video, we're going to talk about revisiting your all-in budget. So in previous videos, we've talked about finding a lender, finding a broker, getting pre-approved, finding the right property. These things are all really important. The next step is to make sure you revisit your all-in cost. Sometimes you can get so caught up in a new commercial building, you're so excited about it, you can see yourself in it, but maybe the numbers have changed a little bit, maybe the interest rate isn't quite what you thought it was. This is kind of a video to remind you to go back and check your numbers versus your initial assumptions. In a previous video, we talk about lease versus own analysis. This is the video where you double check those numbers and put in real numbers to make sure that buying a commercial building is something that makes economic sense for your business. So once again, you want to take a step back and look at the real numbers of buying this specific property. You can do all of this while you're in contract. You can do it before you go into contract, but you definitely want to do it before you close so you're not unpleasantly surprised that your all-in expense is, 25% more than you thought it was going to be. So to calculate your all-in budget, you want to think about every monthly expense you're going to have related to owning this commercial space instead of leasing. So some of the main components are going to be your loan. If you were able to buy cash, great, you don't have to worry about that. Most people are going to get a loan, so you have to know your monthly loan expense, plus your property taxes. What are those going to be on a monthly basis? Also, make sure you're looking at the property taxes based on your new building price. Depends on your state, but oftentimes the property taxes are going to go up based on a new purchase price. So if you're buying it for more than the seller bought it for, which is generally the case with inflation, your property taxes are going to go up. So make sure you are aware of that. Have your broker help you with that. You want to know what your monthly insurance is going to be. Most business owners already have kind of liability insurance for their business, even when they're renting commercial space instead of owning. But you're going to need an insurance policy for the physical building. In the event something happens, it burns down, you have to have insurance for that. And that's in addition to your liability insurance. You also want to know what your monthly utilities are going to be. So, you're going to want to look at historically what the current owner has paid for utilities and make sure you are budgeting that in. On top of that, think about anything else that you're going to have to pay every month to own this building. Let's say that the landscaping looks terrible and you want to hire a professional landscaper to make sure it looks nice. Put that line item in there. Give some thought to what are all of the things that you're gonna have to pay on a monthly basis, and then add all of those up based on your current real-time numbers for buying this building. Now you want to take a step back and say, is this more or less than I'm currently paying to rent commercial space? As we talked about earlier, they're frequently a similar expense. Maybe one's a little more than the other. It's usually not dramatically different, but it does depend on your market. And if you're excited about buying this commercial building, but you realize that it's going to cost you twice as much as it does to rent, maybe now is a time to rethink whether you should be buying the building. There's a lot of benefits to commercial real estate. We've talked about all of the benefits and the tax savings and appreciation and principal pay down. All those things are great, but it still has to make a financial sense for your business. So now is a good time to sort of give yourself a gut check and ask whether this is something that you should really be doing. Lastly, you want to see how does that total number fit into your business. Maybe your current rent is only is about as much as buying. Maybe those numbers are similar, but maybe your current rent is more than you should be paying right now. If your current rent is really eating into your profits and it's kind of dangerously high and you don't feel good about it, well, buying a building at the same price is just going to make your problems worse. So make sure you take a step back and say, okay, if I do want to buy this, does this total number, is it going to be good for my business? Is it something that I feel confident in? Or is it going to turn into a weight on my bottom line that is going to make it harder for me to do other things? Once again, I think this video just sort of serves as a gut check to make sure that you know your total all in before you close on the building. And so you're ready for what you're going to have to pay on a monthly basis. Thank you so much for watching this video. If you had any value, please hit subscribe. I'd really appreciate it. This is a series to help business owners make informed decisions about commercial real estate. Thank you so much for checking it out, and have a great rest of your week.